In the late 1830s, the colonies of Upper and Lower Canada, now Ontario and Quebec, were on the brink of revolution. Discontent simmered among the people. They demanded justice, democracy, and a voice in how their country was governed. What followed were two armed uprisings that would shake British North America to its core, set the stage for political reform, and ultimately plant the seeds of Canadian Confederation. By the 1830s, both Upper and Lower Canada were governed under systems heavily dominated by elites. In Upper Canada, power lay in the hands of the Family Compact, a small, privileged group of loyalist elites who controlled government appointments and land. In Lower Canada, a similar group, known as the Chateau clique, held sway, fueling resentment among the largely French-speaking population. Both colonies had elected legislative assemblies, but these bodies held little real power. The appointed councils, chosen by British governors, could override their decisions at will. For reformers like William Lyon Mackenzie in Upper Canada and Louis-Joseph Papineau in Lower Canada, this system was unacceptable. They called for responsible government where the executive would answer to the people's representatives. Tensions reached a boiling point in 1837. Economic hardship, crop failures, and political frustration pushed many to the edge. In Lower Canada, Papineau led the Patriots, who published the 92 resolutions, demands for democratic reforms. The British response was dismissive, prompting outrage. Violent clashes erupted in Lower Canada in November 1837. The Patriots, though passionate, were poorly equipped and eventually defeated by British troops in battles like St. Denis and St. Charles. Some leaders fled to the U.S., while others were arrested or executed. Soon after, the rebellion spread to Upper Canada. In December, Mackenzie led a group of reformers down Yonge Street in Toronto, aiming to overthrow the colonial government. But like the Patriots, they were disorganized and quickly crushed. A second, smaller uprising in 1838 also failed. Though the rebellions were military failures, their message could not be ignored. The British government realized that change was needed to prevent further unrest. In 1838, they sent Lord Durham to investigate the causes of the uprisings. His report was groundbreaking. He concluded that the rebellions were rooted in legitimate political grievances and recommended the union of Upper and Lower Canada and the introduction of responsible government. While controversial, his vision laid the foundation for reform. By 1841, the Act of Union merged the two colonies into the province of Canada, and over the next decade, responsible government became a reality. These changes helped stabilize the region and eventually led to Canadian Confederation in 1867. The rebellions of 1837 to 1838 were short-lived but deeply significant. They exposed the cracks in colonial rule, ignited a national conversation about democracy, and reshaped Canadian politics forever. Reformers like Mackenzie and Papineau may not have won the battles, but they influenced the future direction of the nation. Canada's evolution from a colonial outpost to a self-governing dominion can be traced back to these turbulent years. Their legacy lives on in the democratic institutions and civil liberties Canadians cherish today. The fight for freedom and fairness is never easy, but in standing up against injustice, even in defeat, the rebels of 1837 to 1838 helped forge the path to a more democratic Canada. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more gripping stories from history. Until next time, stay curious.